So anterior triangle of neck. Anterior triangle of neck is present on the anterolateral side of neck, both sides. So the line of incision will be the midpoint of the chin. Then extend the incision along the lower border of mandible up to the angle of mandible, and from the angle of mandible up to the tip of mastoid process. Another incision will be longitudinal, which extend from the lower part of the chin in the midline up to the suprasternal notch. The skin is reflective. The platysma muscle along with the superficial fascia is reflected. The deep fascia, investing layer of deep fascia is dissected out. So this is the anterior triangle. So it is triangular in shape. Base is directed upward, which is formed by the lower border of mandible up to its angle, and a line extending from the angle of mandible up to the tip of mastoid process. Apex is directed downward, which is formed by the suprasternal notch. The other boundaries are posteriorly it is bounded by the anterior border of sternocleidomastoid muscle, and the medially it is formed by the boundary is formed by the anterior midline of the neck. Now this anterior triangle contains 3.5 triangle, that is the muscular triangle, carotid triangle, digastric triangle, and half of the submental triangle. Now come to the muscular triangle. So muscular triangle above and behind is formed by the superior belly of omohyoid muscle. This is superior belly of omohyoid muscle, this one. Below and behind it is formed by the anterior border of sternocleidomastoid, and medially the boundary is formed by the anterior midline of the neck. So this is the triangle which is formed by like this. So the floor muscle is formed by the sternohyoid muscle. Below this will be the sternothyroid muscle. So there is no significant content of this triangle. Below the floor lies the trachea and the bronchi, esophagus, and the thyroid gland. Now come to the carotid triangle. So boundary of carotid triangle is above and behind it is formed by the posterior belly of digastric muscle. This is common tendon. This is the posterior belly of digastric muscle, and it is the anterior belly of digastric muscle. So above and behind it is formed by the posterior belly of digastric muscle. In front and below it is formed by the superior belly of omohyoid muscle, and behind it is formed by the anterior border of sternocleidomastoid. The content is artery, nerve, and vein. Vein is the internal jugular vein. Internal jugular vein, which runs from the base of skull up to the root of neck. The common carotid artery, and vagus nerve, and the hypoglossal nerve. Now common carotid artery on the right side arises from the brachiocephalic trunk, while on left side it arises from directly from the arch of aorta. This is common carotid artery. This artery divides into external carotid artery and external carotid artery at the level of thyroid cartilage. This is the thyroid cartilage, this is the lamina. So this artery divides at the level of upper border of lamina of thyroid cartilage. Now the external carotid artery lies anteromedially and the posterior carotid artery lies posterolaterally. Internal carotid artery passes behind the parotid gland, this is parotid gland, and enters into the cranium through the lower opening of the carotid canal present in petrous temporal bone. The external carotid artery passes through the parotid gland and ends by dividing into its two terminal branches, superficial temporal and the maxillary artery. Now in neck, the external carotid artery gives few branches. Superior thyroid artery, then ascending pharyngeal artery, this one, ascending pharyngeal artery, which is the first branch of the external carotid artery. Then it gives facial artery, and opposite to facial artery will be the occipital artery, and lingual artery. So these are branches of external carotid artery in the neck. So this is superior temporal artery, superior thyroid artery. This is superior thyroid artery. It goes towards the upper pole of the thyroid gland, and this artery is accompanied by external laryngeal nerve, which is a branch of superior laryngeal nerve of the vagus nerve. It is motor in function. Now, superior thyroid artery gives a branch which is known as superior laryngeal artery, and it is accompanied by the motor branch of the vagus nerve, that is the internal laryngeal nerve. It is sensory in function. Now, in between the artery and vein lies the vagus nerve, trunk of vagus nerve. All the three systems, the artery, vein and the nerve, is enclosed in a tubular fascial sheath which is known as carotid sheath, which I have cut open. Now, I have retracted this submandibular gland, and you could now see the hypoglossal nerve, the loop of hypoglossal nerve. This one, loop of hypoglossal nerve. This is hypoglossal nerve. Okay. Now come to the digastric triangle. So digastric triangle, the boundary is below in front by the anterior belly of digastric, below and behind by the posterior belly of digastric, and the base of digastric triangle is formed by the lower border of mandible, extending from the chin up to its angle, and from the angle up to the tip of mastoid process. Now floor of carotid triangle is formed by the sternohyoid, middle and inferior constructed, and hyoglossus, while the floor of this digastric triangle is formed by the middle and superior constrictor muscle, mylohyoid muscle, and hyoglossus muscle. The content is superficial part of submandibular gland. This is submandibular gland. I have retracted it. Other content is the facial artery, facial vein, and mylohyoid vessels and nerve. Now come to the submental triangle. This triangle is shared by both sides of the anterior triangle. The boundary is, at one side it is formed by the anterior belly of digastric. Other side is also formed by the anterior belly of digastric of the opposite anterior triangle, and base is formed by the hyoid bone. The floor is formed by the mylohyoid muscle, and the content is submental, lymph node, and anterior jugular vein. So this is common carotid artery, this one is external carotid artery, and this is the internal carotid artery. Now you could see this is the internal jugular vein, and in between the common carotid artery and internal jugular vein, this is the vagus nerve. This what I am holding with the forceps, this white colored structure, this one is vagus nerve, and it is present in between the artery and the vein. So around these structure the carotid sheath was present, like around the carotid artery, internal jugular vein, and vagus nerve, and that I have dissected out. This white color structure, this is the hypoglossal nerve, and this one below it is the common tendon of digastric muscle. This one, it is the common tendon of digastric muscle. This is submandibular gland, which I have reflected. Now you could see clearly the loop of hypoglossal nerve. So this is hypoglossal nerve, which is 12th cranial nerve.